Hazrat Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu states that the Prophet ﷺ said, only 3 babies have talked in the cradle. Hazrat Isa, Mary's son, the companion of Jurej. Jurej was a staunch worshipper. He built a hermitage while he was performing the prayer in the hermitage. His mother came and said, O Jurej, he said to himself, O my Lord, my mother is on one side and my prayer is on the other side. He then continued performing the prayer and his mother went back. Next day, she again came while he was performing the prayer. She said, O Jurej, he said to himself, O my Lord, my mother is on one side and my prayer is on the other side. He then continued performing the prayer and she went back. Next day, she again came while he was performing the prayer. She said, O Jurej. Jurej said to himself, O my Lord, my mother is on one side and my prayer is on the other side. He then remained engaged in the prayer. His mother thereupon said, O Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, don't cause him to die until he sees the faces of the prostitutes. Banu Israel would frequently discuss Jurej and his worship. A woman of Banu Israel was extremely comely. She said, if you wish, I should engage Jurej in a trial. She then went to Jurej, but Jurej did not pay attention to her. A shepherd would live in Jurej's hermitage. She entrusted herself to him. The shepherd practiced coitus with her, so she got pregnant. When she gave birth to a baby, she said, it is of Jurej. The people came, brought Jurej down, demolished the hermitage, and started beating Jurej. Jurej asked, what is its reason? The people replied, you have committed adultery with this prostitute, and she has borne you a son. Jurej asked, where is that baby? The people brought the child. Jurej said, leave me until I perform the prayer. He performed the prayer, and after finishing it, he came near the child and poking his finger into his belly said, O baby, who is your father? He replied, so and so, the shepherd. The Prophet ﷺ said, the people then turned towards Jurej, started kissing him and caressing him to get blessing and said, we build you a hermitage of gold. Jurej said, no, but you should make it of clay as it was before. So they rebuilt it as it was before. The episode of the third baby goes, a child was sucking at his mother's breast when a man dressed in elegant attire and riding an excellent mount passed from there. His mother said, O Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, make my son like him. The baby left her breast, turned towards that man, kept looking at him and then said, O Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, don't make me like him. He then again turned towards the breast and started suckling. The reporter says, as if I were looking at the Prophet ﷺ as he was copying the baby's suckling by putting his index finger in his mouth and sucking it. Then they passed by a slave girl whom the people were thrashing and saying, you have committed illegal sexual intercourse and theft. Whereas she was saying in reply, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu is sufficient for me, and what an excellent disposer of affairs. That baby's mother said, O Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, don't make my son like her. That baby stopped suckling, looked at the slave girl and said, O Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, make me like her. Thereupon there was a debate between the mother and the son. The mother said, O Sharif Hadith, a man of good status passed by son like him. You thereupon said, O Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, don't make me like him. Then we passed by this slave girl and the people were beating her and saying, you have committed adultery and larceny. So I made invocation, O Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, don't make my son like him. You whereupon said, O Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, make me like her. The baby said, that man was a tyrant. So I made invocation, O Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, don't make me like him. As for this slave girl, the people were saying to her, you have committed adultery, but she has not committed illegal sexual intercourse. They were also saying to her, you have committed theft, but she has not committed theft. So I made invocation, O Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, make me like her. Sahih Muslim Hadees number 6456.